Okay, time now is 5:51 a.m. in the morning on September 4th, October 4th. I slept from 1:30 or 1:10 a.m. to 5:50. That's about 4 hours and 40 minutes, which is not the end of the world, but obviously it could have been better. I'm actually really impressed that I went to bed at 1 a.m. I didn't fall asleep immediately as expected. It took maybe about an hour for me to fall asleep. But yeah, it was impressive. It really is. I have to sleep even earlier, maybe 12. Yeah. I have to sleep earlier tonight. Yeah, today is day 2 for me of the build day of the short film. And I am going to be collabing with a bunch of other people that I haven't really met before. But yeah. But the good news is today is going to be shorter, obviously. So if the set ends at around 6 p.m. and I go home, have dinner, etc., I will have a bit of time at night to watch movies and do assignments, and that's all I need, a little time. So yeah, that's it. So fucking tired.
She gets scared, so if you walk up, she's gonna run away.
Is there a cat here?
So yeah, just stop at this line because they want to work there.
Alright.
Yeah, so let's not get much paint in their way.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, this is good.
Shut. Oh my god, they're so
The last 2 are 9.
Okay, we both got 9. Don't forget the green.
Oh my god. Okay.
Alright, start with the corners and avoid getting stuff on the floor, alright? Oh shit.
Yeah, there was one time we used rubber to make it
Well, most of all times. Whoa!
He fell?
No, it just left a mark. We'll just paint it back next morning.
Show me some tissue papers right now.
The whole thing, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay, you got it. Oh. Oh, okay.
Should be good. No worries. And the shoe.
Okay.
I would suggest throw it back.
Can you exit through that door?
I know, throw it back before you.
Exit through that door, or you? Okay.
Woohoo!
Rip.
No worries.
You need more tissue?
Yeah. Wipe this up.
Yeah, that's why I suggest that.
Okay, time now is 12:42 after midnight. I am insanely tired right now. I would like to talk about today. I feel like by going to set, I'm essentially wasting time. Like, I feel like the last 2 days have just been gone in a snap of a finger. And I feel like I could have done so much in the time I've lost in the last 2 days. But yeah, so today I woke up at 5:50 a.m., which is even earlier than yesterday. And Mo told me that he would pick me up at 6 a.m., but I honestly don't know if he's like the punctual type or the late type. Because sometimes people, including me, would say, oh, I'm gonna arrive at 7, and then I arrive like half an hour later. Turns out Mo is not that punctual. He's actually more relaxed than Jing, surprisingly. Because Jing was like, oh, Mo is so strict with things, and I'm more of an adaptive guy. But I think outside of like measuring wood blocks and panels, I think Mo in general is actually much chiller. So Mo, he eventually picked me up at 6:15. I actually went back to bed. I didn't fall asleep, but I went back to bed for like 4 more minutes after brushing my teeth. So, yeah, got picked up by Mo and had a conversation with him. And again, it's really interesting. I guess meeting someone. This has happened to me before, but like sometimes I would know a person from before, but they would forget about me. Or maybe I would forget about them, and then we would relearn about each other. So I think this is sort of what happened today. I've never really had a conversation with him anyways. I've seen him on the set of Anywhere the Wind Blows, but I don't think I've even ever had a conversation with him. So I talked with him today, and he's nice, and he's from Taiwan, and etc., etc. We arrived to the place, and we were like 15 minutes early. It was 6:45 a.m. And a girl was there, and her name is Zion. So it's hilarious because yesterday, this white guy with a cap and tattoos was like, Zion, I think she's a Latino. She's a Latina. And then I looked at her and I'm like, you don't like. I thought she doesn't look like a Latina at all. I've been in LA for nearly 3 years. I can kind of tell already. Which is interesting because this guy can't tell, but I can tell. Also, her name is Zion. What kind of Latina would be called Zion? Also, Zion? Like as in the Jewish Zion? Like, what's going on? So a little bit later we talked, and we both worked on like painting the walls, and then another Latino guy came. His name is Ricardo, and he and Mo worked on the windows, and Jingchen's cutting wood in the at the outside. And then me and Zion talked, and we talked about traveling, and she talked about going to Israel and like being born in California but growing up in Israel. And I'm like, okay, yeah. Like in my head I'm like, okay, now I know the deal. Now I know what's going on. She's an Israeli. But she is actually, I'm gonna be very objective. She's very good looking. She's a very good looking girl. And she looks very buff. Like, she looks like she works out a lot. She was wearing a fitness shirt. So, yeah. But honestly, I don't really care. I think she's nice to talk to, but I'm not really, like, she's a nice person, but I'm not really that huge about her. But, I'm gonna elaborate more on that a little later. But yeah, today was mostly just painting walls. And honestly, while I enjoy being in the art department, today was very hideous. Like, Jingchen was gone for the most part. And every time he comes back to the house to talk to me, it's like ordering me around. Which makes sense, he's the production designer, but sometimes it's like, no, you can't do that, no, you can't do this. See? That's what I've told you. And it's like, okay. And I spent hours upon hours just painting walls, and it's become very tedious. My shirt is kind of fucked, my shoes are definitely fucked, and I'm super tired. And I already skipped a quiz for a class, and I still have other homework and midterms. Plus, aside from Mo and Jingchen, honestly, the other two people, I'm not that crazy about working with them because they're not from USC and they're not like that great anyways. So it's not like I'm gaining something, I'm not getting paid. So I'm literally suffering just to paint walls for some random short film. Like, if you're telling me I'm painting walls for David Lynch, I'll paint it any day for however hours. But I'm not sure about this one. So it's beginning to waning on me a little bit. Also, when I built the set for Locke, I didn't know a single person, but working with Cha and Yao and Frank are legitimately more fun, and also the set just feels more interesting, and it's just a way bigger project that is also kind of reassured because it's USC and I know how that works. But this is just different. It just feels like I'm doing labor and I'm supposed to be paid for this, but I'm not for some reason. So yeah, there's no breakfast today. I had the potato chips that I opened, that I put in my diagonal bag that I brought back. And then Jaden, the UPM, finally arrived at around like 12 with not cold, but also not hot, bottled coffee, which is better than just cold brew, which is really nice. And thankfully I didn't have a stomachache. And then we had pho for lunch, which is nice because I haven't had pho in a while. But honestly, it's mid-pho, but like, I can't complain anymore. Yeah, it's this beef brisket thing. There's beef tripe, which I'm surprised. You can't normally find beef tripe anywhere in LA. It's funny, Zion didn't know how to eat that. Like, she didn't know that you have to put the soup with the noodles, and she had never seen beef tripe as expected. Neither is Ricardo, honestly. But yeah, a little bit later at around 2 p.m., Zion left. Okay, at 12 at noon, Mo left, so I never really had a chance to, like, talk to him too much or anything, but one very interesting moment was, I and Mo talked about, our plan in life, and I realized that he and I have, like, a very similar vision, and that is, Mo wants to stay in LA for God knows how long, but he will go back to Taiwan eventually because he wants to gain the connections and gain sort of the experience in LA first before going back to Taiwan, to bring that back. And I'm like, oh my god, me too. Like, I want to be successful here first. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I also told I told Mo that I want to be a writer-director, and Mo, while he's not familiar with my work, and I think it's reasonable that he reacted this way, but he was like, oh, yeah, I know. Everyone will go through this phase. Like, at some point, I also wanted to be a writer-director, but I realized that I haven't lived enough to be a good writer-director, so I just want to stick with art. But, like, I know everyone has that phase, but my phase will never end. I am one of the few people who are actually serious about writing directing. And I'm gonna be arrogant for a moment here. I think I'm one of the few people who can be a writer director, legit. Even not a great one, but at least a competent one. I haven't lived a lot, but my mind is kind of horrifying, and I think I can make something out of that. But anyways, back to Zion, who had a food poisoning after eating some Cheetos, and went to the bathroom. That's a very trivial detail. But later she left, and Ricardo, the other Latino guy, he's nice, but he starts saying some weird shit. He starts saying, no, because Zion was walking away, and, Ricardo was like, or more like Zion asked for my IG first, and then Zion asked for Ricardo's IG. And then Ricardo wanted to say something, and like fumbled, and then Zion just walked away, and then Ricardo was like, man, I fucked it up. And I was like, what? And he's like, nothing. And I thought, oh, wait, is he like interested in her, like on a whiff? Like, they don't know each other prior to today. And then a little bit later, Zion just wants to walk to a bus stop and take the bus. And then Jaden, our UPM, was like, yo, let me drive you there. And then Ricardo started joking around, saying that our UPM Jaden has ulterior motives. And I'm like, haha, okay. And then the joke keeps on going and going and going for the next like 2 hours or 3 hours, where Ricardo would say, oh wow, like, they're probably doing something in the car right now. Oh, Jaden's probably banging her right now. And then at the end of the day, so Jaden never came back. Jaden drove Zion away, and Jaden just never came back. And while I do think Ricardo's a little weird by constantly mentioning Zion as if she's just there for men's pleasure, I played along with the joke because I do think it's so stupid that it's kind of funny. But yeah. And Ricardo was like, damn, man, Jaden really abandoned us for some pussy. So that was that. At some point, both Jingchen and Ricardo left. Ricardo went to buy some boba. Okay, hold on, that's a cockroach. Killed it. It's a baby cockroach. So at some point, Jingchen and Ricardo left, and I was sort of alone, and some random Chinese guy came, and his name is Ray, and he's very active, and you can tell he's like a very film production type of person. Like, he's very jumpy and active, and he's very like, yeah, sure, let's do it, you know. And he's born in Taiwan and raised in Shanghai. And I was like, okay, your name is Ray, you're born in Taiwan, you're raised in Shanghai. I think I already follow you on Instagram. And he follows me back. And he's like, really? So we checked, and it's true. So it's hilarious that, like, sometimes I run into people and somehow we already follow each other on Instagram, because the cobweb just works that way. So yeah, I sort of we talked, and at first I was, because he just graduated. Is that a fucking cockroach on my bed? Are you serious? Okay, that's really weird. Thank God it's a baby cockroach and not a big one, but I don't think I've ever had a cockroach on my fucking blanket before. But it's a very tiny one. Okay. So anyways, yeah, as I talked to him, turns out he just graduated, and he is while he's done DPing and art before, and it seems he's really experienced, honestly, also not really, because there are some things I know more than he does. Like, sometimes I'm just more skilled with a brush, and, yeah, than he is. But there was a moment today where Jingshin told me to wash the brushes and the paint roller, but I thought I could just wait a little bit before I do that. And then at some point I tried to use the paint roller again before washing it. And the ink is running out and it's getting dry and I put it on the wall. So I told Jingchen about it. And then he's like, "See, I told you to wash it. That's why I told you." And I was like, "Is there another roller?" And he's like, "No." And he's like, "Okay, wash it right now." And when he's saying that, I'm already getting the roller and trying to wash it. And then I don't know how to take it off. And he's like, "Take it off." And I tried to take it off and I'm like, "I don't know how." And he's like, "How come?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry, I'm new to this stuff. Like, I'm not familiar with it. I've never used it before." And he's like, "This is basic PD skill." And truth be told, yeah, I've done set dressing like 4 times, but I've never had to use this. Like, I've used paint rolling for lock, but I've never had to take it off. So, yeah, but now I learn. This is the point. It's a learning experience, you know. So, yeah, Jingchen is a bit uptight, because at some point in summer, he was also a bit uptight in front of Grace, the director. But yeah, but that was made up at the end of the day when Jingchen drove me home and we talked. At first it was a little awkward, and this is one of the reasons why sometimes working with friends on a film set is not a great idea, especially if there's like a hierarchy difference, because I don't know, if I and another person are both grips and we're the same level, of course we can be friends. But like, if I'm working for a very demanding director and I'm like below the line, then, you know. So Jingchen is a bit uptight, but as he's driving me back, I talked about like films and like the Hong Kong film industry and like my story ideas, etc. And we had a pretty fun conversation. He said he also wants to go back to Malaysia and make political films. He wants to make a film about the communist resurgence and like a political thriller with like a lost twin brother, a brother who worked for the Malaysian army and another brother who worked for the communists, and then they reunite, and then the story goes back in reverse and it goes to a different POV. It's an okay story idea. It's a bit like Memento and RRR, but yeah. This is why I do strongly believe that I have the potential to be a writer-director, because I've never lived through anything. I don't have a girlfriend, I've never fucked, I don't drive a car, but yet somehow every event in my life is, I don't know, in my head it's in biblical proportions, right? Anyways, I digress. So, I came back home, and then I thought to myself, hey, what if I don't come tomorrow? Because here's the thing, I'm not getting paid, and if I go tomorrow, I'll be painting shit again. So, 5 building days, right? First day I wasn't here. First day was mainly manual labor, moving things around, you know. And then second day is the construction days. Third day today was also a bit of construction with the windows and with part of the walls, plus first coat of paint. Tomorrow, day 4 of build, is the second coat of paint, and I believe some light set dressing, and day 5 is set dressing, but not completely, because apparently the more detailed set dressing will happen on the actual day 1 of the shoot. So, like, I actually don't want to come tomorrow, because if I go tomorrow, then it's going to be more painting stuff, like painting the ceiling, which is going to be just me standing around and stuck in the same house again in the middle of bumfuck nowhere in Hawthorne. And I was talking to Mo, and Mo was like, hey, if you're too tired, you don't have to come. Like, you're not paid. If you want to sleep, just don't come. Mo yesterday was like, oh, I have class, I don't want to come. But Mo told me that it was actually an excuse. He just overslept. So I'm like, yeah, you know what? Being credited as part of this short film was already great, and I am already credited because I've done shit already. So I actually don't have to go every day. So tomorrow I won't go. I will go 2 days later though, but I legit need some sleep because I'm legit dying right now. I think it's a miracle that I'm still standing right now. Also, I'm really hungry. I think me eating food is compensating for my loss of energy. But yeah, I'm gonna try to sleep early, at least earlier than 3 a.m. But even if I had to wake up tomorrow, I don't have to wake up that early. I would wake up at 8, so it wouldn't be that crazy. But yeah. So yeah, that's it. I just had steak, sweet potatoes, and Brussels sprouts. Pretty good. And yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I talked to Mo about how many USC students will turn up on this set. Apparently, it's just Jingchen, Mo, and Lillian, who's going to be assistant art director, which is hilarious because she hasn't gone onto this set yet, but somehow she's going to be credited as assistant art director. But I've shown up twice already, plus another day in the build. Like, technically, I have done more. And Lillian, she's a CAM student, like, no hate, but she's a CAM student, and she's not that familiar with art. I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Neither am I that familiar, but I don't know. Can't she just be another set dresser? Like, am I the only, or the only USC person credited as set dresser? But yeah, it's a bit disappointing that beyond Mo, I'm not really meeting any new USC people. So I don't know. Again, like I said, it's a bad idea to bank on a project or an event too much in terms of hope. Also, I am about 20 something minutes before midnight, I suddenly remembered that I have the Spotlight application. And I thought about giving up because it's already too late and I already have jobs and film sets and 5 classes. But then, like, you know what? What's there to lose? So I actually raced against time. And again, I'm super tired right now. I want to die. But I spent all my energy just now filling in the application for Spotlight Editor. And holy shit, we have to do this thing where we read a paper and we write at least 15 comments sort of about the grammar and the structure and the content. And like, I can't. Right now I really don't have the clear mind. And I was racing against time, and at the end I didn't make it. But I still submitted the form, and it still somehow went through at around 12:20 after midnight. So maybe it still worked. I genuinely don't know. If they don't accept me, it's fine. I'll try to apply next semester again. But yeah, this is like, what the fuck. And then yeah. I don't think there's anything else. Yeah. I think my side quests around USC shall continue. Like, I shall work on some APCA stuff. And maybe meet more Hong Kongers, maybe go to a couple TAO/TSA events. TAO/TSA are collaborating in an event to screen a Taiwanese documentary, an anti-Chinese documentary next Wednesday night, which is fucking insane. But I can't go because I'm going to Cloud with Kurosawa Kiyoshi Q&A, which is arguably even more important. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But I do hope that there would be a TSA or TAO event at some point in the future that I can join. Maybe Mo can bring me there. Maybe Mo would be the one guy who I will latch onto if I ever do go to those events. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, Zion, her Instagram, it's like nothing. She's not like a basic girl. Her Instagram page is like just photos she's taken of like butterflies and mountains, and her Instagram story highlights are like traveling and like really basic normal stuff, which is surprising. But it's just crazy. And Ricardo, like, I was playing music on my phone because we don't have a speaker, and I was playing this Utada Hikaru song, and I play this song because it's a catchy song, but the lyrics are like a little sexual, but I don't care. But Ricardo was like, "Ooh, you're showing your freaky side, Enoch." And then I jokingly said, "Oh, you know, there's a song like I Wake Up Feeling So Horny," and I played that song. And then my Spotify today kept jumping to Charlie XCX, but it keeps doing that randomly. Like one day it keeps recommending me Paranol, another day like today it keeps recommending me Charlie XCX. So it keeps playing Charlie XCX, and I keep trying to skip it because I'm not in that much of a mood. But Ricardo was like, "Why are you skipping it? Don't skip it. Like, let it play. It's a banger." And I'm like, "All right." And at some point, Ricardo was like, "Yo, if Charlie XCX shows up and was like, 'Yo, Enoch, I'm gonna fuck you. I'm gonna get you laid. Would you say yes?" And I'm like, "No." And I had a clever rebuttal, and that is, well, there's a huge age gap between me and her. Which I don't even know if it's true or not. And Ricardo was like, "What? No way. Like, of course you'd let her fuck you?" And it's just like one of those, like, what is this? The virgin dialogues? Like, look, man, the thing is, Zion's an attractive girl. And she's physically, you know, attractive. Charlie XCX is pretty too. But, like, A, I don't look into people just for their looks. I look for personality too. B, let's be honest here. I only like Asians. If anything history has taught us, it's that I only develop romantic or sexual interest with Asian women. So don't like recommend white people to me. It's not gonna work. Or any other race, okay? It's not gonna work. It's not gonna mean anything to me. So yeah. And I'm just gonna leave it off at that. I truly only like Asians. I also like saw a clip on YouTube just now, like some Taiwanese video essay, but it's about a British guy who became an incel and like killed 5 people with a gun. And then out of curiosity, I searched up Elliot Rodger, and as it turns out, he was 22 when he became a full-blown killer by being an incel. He was like, at 22 years of age, I'm still a virgin, but I'm so attractive, I'm so sophisticated, I'm like a god, which is crazy. I hate myself. I have self-esteem issues. We're different. But he's 22. 22 was his breaking point. I'm 22 now, you know? So, really, thoughts and thoughts. I'm a survivor, you know? I think what I can conclude from this is that I'm a survivor. And again, I'm really trying not to think about relationships and romance and sex because it's unproductive. And I think in this day and age, in the 2020s, like, I think more and more young adults and teenagers are straying away from sex and relationships because it's not necessary anymore with, you know, so much from the internet, not just porn, but like emotional support, entertainment, finding someone who cares about you online instead of in person, and also just like other stuff like school, work, stress, politics that sort of overshadow romance. It's just so many factors in modern life that just makes romance and sex useless. Maybe I should just be on that ride, be on that low fertility rate kind of ride. Maybe I should just be part of that problem then. So yeah, that's it. That's the conclusion. Yeah. Also, one more thing. At some point, one of the staff at ALI called me or like texted me and asked me to call me, and in my heart, I was like, oh shit, did I do a terrible job? And now they're calling me to check on me. Turns out it's nothing like that. The my employer just wanted the staff, to double check and ask me again to remind me to not mention that we had orientation on September 18th, because we are officially hired on the 20th and we're not supposed to say that we worked before the 20th, even though orientation counted as work. But it's nothing burger, no biggie, yippee-ki-yay. Alright, hey everyone, what's up? It's the Culture Detective here. Time now is 2:15 p.m. on October 5th. I slept from 3:10 a.m. to about 1:50. So basically I slept for, I think, 9 hours and like 9 or 10 hours. No, like 10 hours. Pretty much 10 hours of sleep. Wow, what a great sleep, and a sleep that I genuinely desperately needed. This sleep compensated for my lack of sleep in the last 5 days, I believe. And I forgot the last time I was able to sleep this much, but yeah, it was like 3 a.m. till 12, continuous, non-stop, didn't wake up. And then after 12 it was, wake up, sleep back, wake up, sleep back. Yeah, but I'm feeling way better now. I'm still feeling a little drowsy, obviously, because one night's sleep cannot fix all the mental damage that I received by not sleeping in the last few days, but it definitely helped a lot. So, hopefully I sleep early tonight. Hopefully I go to bed at 2:30. I know it's kind of crazy given that I just slept for 10 hours, but I do want to go to set tomorrow, so 2:30, please, please, please. And I would like to keep it at 2:30 for the rest of the semester. 2:30 to 3 a.m. This is a good time period to go to bed. Today, today is going to be home all day, because I actually originally never planned to stay at home today. I planned to go to set and everything. Now I have, someone's calling me. I don't know who this fool is. Okay, turns out it's not a scammer. Turns out that call was from, I believe, the UPM, of the film set. Yeah, I told him I need to take a rest, but he asked me if I can come tomorrow, and I'm like, sure. But he's like, oh, no pressure. But I want to come tomorrow. First day of build and last day of build is important, and also first day of shoot and last day of shoot is important, because it's big events, Anyways, I digress. What was I talking about? I don't know what was I talking about. Not going to shoot. Tired, yes. Not leaving my apartment today. I have a lot to do. I have a whole ass 14-page religion assignment to do, which is, I need to work on it, man. I really do. And then, yeah, I'm gonna try to watch 3 episodes of anime plus finish 2 films a day, which is absolutely insane. But since I'm not reviewing anything and I'm not going outside, I think it might be possible. I'm just watching movies all day, and I'm editing videos all day, and just chill day overall. Chill day. And yeah, I don't have anything else to add. Nothing too interesting is really taking place, and yeah, I don't know. After this film set, I'll be like alone and empty again. I feel like Locke, after Locke, I was like, wow, now I have nothing to do again, and life is just boring daily life. I hope I can latch onto another interesting project or something. Be it a film set or just some interesting thing, I don't know. You know, TAO and TSA screening that documentary is kind of insane. I reckon there has got to be some kind of anti-CCP members in there. Like, if we could organize something together, you know? That would be pretty fire. Yeah. I don't know. But, just a thought. Just a thought. I want to do something meaningful, man. That's something meaningful. The Cantonese class petition thing is meaningful. So yeah, we'll see. We'll freaking see. Hello, my testicles. Time now is 10:30 p.m. On October 5th. And yeah, I still haven't had dinner, but there's people downstairs right now, so I'm not gonna go downstairs to avoid confusion. So starvation, I guess. But yeah, I had lunch very late. I had lunch at like 7 p.m., so I don't know. Yeah, so today is a very much needed rest. I did like nothing, basically. I did watch like 2.5 episodes of anime and half of a film. I'll finish 1.5 more films later. But yeah, I still have a lot of college homework and just stuff in general to do. And yeah, not much else. I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck I'm doing with life right now. I mean, aside from filmmaking, I think it's not aside from filmmaking, but like for filmmaking, there's no straight line, and I don't know. I just what the fuck am I doing going to a set unpaid, literally no sleep, doing construction work? What am I doing? Why am I applying to the APCA music video stuff? Why am I applying to Spotlight? Why am I doing all this? You know? So, yeah, I don't know. It's still... I don't fucking know. And then the film set, I'm... yeah, I don't know what to do. I'm not gonna go on all days next weekend, but I will go some. And the thing is, like, after the film set, I'm done. And I have classes again, I have this again, I have that again, life is boring again, and pointless again. I really don't know. Also, I just found out that, so Jamie, the Chinese girl, and also Lenti, the other Chinese girl, but who speaks Cantonese, one of the producers of Locke, went to a Nora screening with Sean Baker Q&A, and I'm like, what the fuck? Are they at Beyond Fest? And then I checked the date for a Nora premiere at Beyond Fest. No, that was October 1st. So apparently today it happened at AMC The Grove. What the fuck? Why did no one tell me? I had no idea that's happening. I had zero clue that that's happening. So yeah. I don't know. Like, and then I checked, and apparently they're also doing Q&A tomorrow at Century City, which is amazing. Maybe after set I could immediately head over, but no, never mind. It's fully booked. So I'm kind of fucking pissed. Like, why did I have no idea? I learned about Beyond Fest. I knew about several screenings, but I had no idea about the Anora Q&A. I'm so fucking mad. So yeah, I guess that's it. I guess I missed the opportunity, and next time I get to see a Sean Baker Q&A in person would be like next time he releases a film, which is like 3 years later or something. So yeah, that's fucking fantastic. If there's one upside to that, it would be I saved a lot of time and I saved a lot of money by not going to the Q&A screening. But I will pay money to watch it in the theaters. Just, you know, Q&As are more expensive. But yeah, so that's fucking stupid. And also the Megalopolis immersive IMAX thing, that's over. Like, I can only watch it on a normal screen now. So, yeah. So yeah, hopefully I get smarter with that. Maybe it's like, I don't know, maybe I need to sign up for AMC emails or something. But I don't even read those. So I don't know. I'm pissed. I'm mad. But yeah, nothing else is happening today. I don't know. I just want to do something drastic. I want to run on the streets naked and like stab people or something. Like I just don't. I don't feel. Can the AC just shut the fuck up, please? I just don't feel so comfortable in my own skin right now. Like, I'm so done with everything. I don't know why. I'm just like, why am I doing all this? Yeah, so I don't know. I just want to hang out with someone and have some friends that are like consistently friends with me, but like, what is a friend? Like, I don't know. I just want to be swept up in some kind of whirlwind of drama or something. Go to school with an agency. You know, I want to have intentions and shit. You know. I don't know what am I doing. I'm just wasting my time away doing construction work and like working, and I'm gaining money, so that's good, but what am I doing? You know? What am I doing? So yeah, I'm just gonna probably leave it at that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I just want. I don't know. I don't know what I want. I don't know. I'm gonna draw later, that's for sure. I also need to like I need to actually kickstart the Indiegogo campaign because I have the social security number now. Yeah. But yeah, I don't have much else. I feel like right now I'm kind of agitated because of the whole Anora Q&A thing, and it hurts especially much because I missed out with Beyond Fest, and I've been wanting to attend a Q&A with Sean Baker, and like I knew it's gonna happen, and I didn't know it's gonna happen, you know? Or more like I anticipated it, but I didn't know when is it gonna happen, and then now it just happened, and I missed it. If I didn't know, if I didn't anticipate it, and then now I learned about it, then I guess I would be less hurt about it, you know? Yeah. Can the AC just shut the fuck up? But I feel like there's one of those mini losses where, like, I think 2 days later I'm not going to care much anymore anyway. Yeah. Also, the UPM called me today, like twice at like 9 a.m. And I thought it's some scammer, so I called back, and then no one picked up. He called me again, and I didn't know who he is, so he's like, who's this? You called me? And I'm like, who is this? You called me twice, right? And he's like, oh yeah, are you not going to the construction today? And I'm like, yeah, no, I just need some rest. And he thinks I'm sick or something, so he's like, so are you available tomorrow then? Because I'm going to send a call sheet out, but if you're sick tomorrow and we need to bring you back home halfway through the day, then it would be a waste of time. And I'm like, no, I'm totally fine. I'm not going to be sick. And he's like, okay, if you say so. I'm not sick. It's just, I'm tired, okay? I'm torturing myself. I'm actually killing my brain cells by not sleeping enough. I'm actually dying in real time. Like, this is not a joke. But yeah, I'm going to set tomorrow, etc., etc., and yeah. And yeah, that's it for today. I don't have much else to add. I don't know what's going on anymore. I just I don't know. I think I can already tell that by the end of this year I'm gonna be more or less the same. Like, nothing interesting's gonna happen, I don't think. I think it's gonna be similar to round 4 anyways. Oh well, to be fair, there's a WoW premiere in early November. That's something I will care about. Yeah. But I really, I don't know. I'm gonna eat some chicken curry with rice right now. Hopefully no one's downstairs, and yeah, call it a day. Yeah. Okay, time now is 7:51 a.m. in the morning on October 6th, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, I slept from 3:10 to 7:50. 4 hours and 40 minutes, except I couldn't fall asleep at first. Even so, 3:10 is still relatively early, and my body couldn't fall asleep for a while. Yeah. Fuck. I'm so dead inside again. And tomorrow, it's a Monday, and I have a lot of shit to do. And once again, I have to wake up early. I believe 8:50-ish. And, if I have to wake up early tomorrow, I should go to bed even earlier tonight. Please be 3 a.m. or earlier, you know. Last night I was really angry, or like during dinner when I cooked, I was really fucking angry. I made a lot of loud noises. And my roommate Mary was downstairs watching MasterChef, and she was just there for the entirety of my dinner time watching MasterChef, and even afterwards. And I was making a lot of loud noises, which is special, which is interesting because I usually never rage in front of people, but I guess I just didn't really care last night. Yeah, another thing is, I, last night, wasn't that productive, but at the same time I tried my best. I ended up not watching 2 films. I only ended up finishing 1. I had 0 time to finish the other. I did complete like 2 homework at night. I did complete a couple homework, which is good enough. But yeah, haven't started the religion class midterms yet, which is bad. I need to start today while being on set. Good thing is this is like, I don't have a huge role. Like, I'm not a grip or something. There's time for me to chill and look at my phone and stuff, so I might as well do that. And yeah. God damn, I really want to sleep. I told Jing Chen that I can come tomorrow, as in today. And Jing Chen is like, I'm sorry, but I can't arrange transportation for you, which is a really weird answer. And then so I was like, okay, your car's full? Then let me ask the UPM about the transportation issue. And then Jing Chen was like, I can pick you up at 8:10. And when he said that, I thought this is like a reluctant thing. Like, oh, well, I can forcefully come earlier and pick you up at 8:10 if you want. And then so I texted the UPM. And then a little bit later, like I told Jing Chen, okay, I'm gonna text the UPM. And then Jing Chen's like, no, I drive you. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then the UPM called me and double confirmed that it is Jing Chen who is driving me. Oh, yeah. Yesterday not going was smart though. It was smart not going. It was very much needed rest. Yeah. But yeah, today I'm watching 2 films and plus 2 episodes of anime then. Because yesterday the film got pushed. Thank God the film is a silent film plus a very short Hong Kong film. So I'm sure I can finish it tonight. And then hopefully I sleep earlier than 2:30 a.m. And then, yeah.
Hi there. Here's some coffee.
Oh wow, okay. Entire BTS.
No, because right now
Oh my god.
I don't have the paint. That's why.
Okay, there you go. Use this one for now. Okay.
I have 2 here.
It's okay.
There's a there's a snow and
I want someone to like.
Yeah, I will work for this one.
就只能用那种 reflect 的那种 plastic sheet 上面。
Oh yeah, I like.
Fuck. Okay. We're good. We're good.
What? You know, I learned the word Hakan from her mom.
What?
Her mom.
How?
Hakan.
Oh, like how can? Like beautiful?
Yeah. Hakan.
From whose mom?
You. Yours.
Really?
Yes. Your mom kept saying, oh, Hakan, Hakan. Hakan, Hakan.
Is that ice cream?
What? Oh. Over here.
I guess not. I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, time now is 11:12 p.m. My legs are broken, so I'm sitting down. Ignore this pile of dirty clothes. So let's talk about today. Wow, what a dense day, and it's been a long time since I've done a film set, and I go home and I feel. I mean, I'm tired, but like I'm full of hope and excitement. And this is kind of fucking insane. It's kind of contradictory because 2 days ago when I went to the same film set, I came home feeling a little defeated. And yesterday I was pretty cynical. I was pretty angry and in a bad mood yesterday because I have no future and the path of filmmaking is uncertain and I feel like I'm walking in circles. But then today is like the opposite. Today felt like the total opposite. So I woke up and I woke up a little earlier. In the last 2 days I went onto the film set. I wake up 10 minutes before I'm picked up because I thought 10 minutes is the bare minimum. I wake up, I immediately brush my teeth, work on my hair a little bit, change my clothes, I fucking leave. But today I gave a little extra time for myself so that I could eat a chocolate cookie and, you know, be chill. Jinxin was late for like 15 minutes. But he eventually picked me up and drove me to Inglewood because he wants to pick up some Starbucks. Yeah, so we went to this Starbucks in this. It was so foggy, but I wasn't really that tired. Thank God I had enough sleep yesterday morning. Because today, even though I only slept for like 4.5 hours probably, I was much more energized. But yeah, I definitely want to sleep early tonight as well. And by early, I mean 3 a.m. perhaps. I'm not even sure if that's even possible because I have so much shit to do. But, you know, we'll see. I digress. So we went to Inglewood Starbucks and, I wanted matcha, but I didn't order one because I was hoping that Jaden, the UPM, would buy me one. I'm just gonna tell him, hey, get some matcha for me. But that didn't happen. So Jing got his coffee. Jing Chen, everyone calls him Jing. And then also like a small breakfast. And then I turned around and I'm like, hey, Mo is here. So Mo just Taiwanese Mo stepped out of his car and is walking in, and I'm like, Mo is here. And it's like, and Jing was like, holy shit. Like, what are the odds, you know? So Mo came in and Mo was like, oh, I was gonna buy you something. You know, I missed the chance now. So Mo bought a bunch of random drinks, but I and Jingchen left first. We arrived at the house at Hawthorne, and we continued to build. And at first it's just me, Jingchen, and Mo, and I was like, oh, today's like the three of us? Like, in my head I was like, oh, it's just the three of us? No, it's a fucking party today. Like, 15 people showed up or something. It was crazy. So today's the last build day. It was build day 5, and surprisingly, aside from Jingchen and Mo, not a single other soul showed up. So the 2 guys I met on day 1, Zion and Ricardo, I met on day 2. None of them showed up. But like tons of random other people showed up. So first of all, the room is a little different now because I didn't go yesterday. So they painted the floors, they painted the ceilings, and they painted a second coat and did some aging on the walls. There's also like a bit of props prepared. A bit of set pieces prepared. There's this ticket booth, like movie ticket booth. So more and more people came. 2 Chinese girls showed up, and or 2 Chinese women. I think they're both older than me. And then like another Chinese, and I can tell immediately that they're Chinese. And then another Chinese woman showed up, and then Cha showed up. I was helping Jing Chen holding down the ticket booth, which is this huge, you know, as tall as me, even taller than me, this wood block that is as large as a phone booth, but is a ticket booth, and there are windows and there are like 2 walls, and I had to hold it down as Jing Chen is cutting out a square window. And today, the ticket booth went from just a giant wood block with a window to basically complete. Fully painted and with a sliding door mechanism. Like, so much work for a window booth. Okay, I was supposed to call Michelle like half an hour ago, but now she finally remembers it. But I'm talking about this, so she needs to wait. Okay. I'll tell her, give me 10 minutes. I'm storytelling right now. That shit is more important. So, all this stuff, just for the window, and then suddenly I look back. Someone was like, yo, Enoch. And I look back, and it's Cha. And I'm too tired to have a dramatic reaction. But I'm like, holy shit, it's Cha. Someone I know, a comrade. I don't know why, but like, making friends through film production is the best way to make friends, because both me and Cha have survived a film set. And so now I feel like, you know, there's a friendship now, there's a bonding, because we survived through something. And then Cha went with another woman who, at first I thought she was Chinese, and she is Chinese, but she's born in Myanmar, but she is 100% like ethnically Chinese. Like, she's like a first generation Chinese. Her family's from Yunnan, and like Mandarin is her first language, and she speaks Burmese pretty poorly. And then 2 other people came, 2 guys. One is a first generation Indian American, the other guy is a Latino. They're both from CSUN, friends of Ricardo. And then the producer's husband, who is this middle-aged balding white guy, came. And then a bunch of random other people came, like the director, this middle-aged woman came, this other producer who is also this middle-aged woman with short hair from AFI came. Like, so many people. Just suddenly there's like a lot of people. So it's very interesting. So I'm gonna go over everything that happened today, beat by beat. So much has happened. So first of all, one of the Chinese girls. So there are 3 Chinese women, and it turns out one of them is the other PD. I always thought the other PD would be this old woman, or like this older, like 30-something-year-old woman or 40-something-year-old. But no, this other PD is just this Chinese woman, but she looks really young. But apparently she just graduated from masters, like MFA, from AFI. She just graduated from fucking AFI. What? And she's from Suzhou. And then we have this other Chinese girl who's always in a mask. We have this other Chinese girl who's from Beijing. That Beijing girl, I overheard her talking about politics because, I don't know, I overheard her talking about war with Taiwan, and she was talking about how, oh, Taiwan's only declaring its independence because America is backing it, and, you know, and I wanted to overhear more, but I'm in the middle of something. And then, a little bit later, I was like, oh, you know, someone on this set is Taiwanese, you know, I'm referring to Mo. And then she's like, who? And I'm like, guess. And then the Burmese girl was like, oh, is it Mo? And I'm like, you spoiled it. And she's like, wait, is he Taidu? Which is like Taiwanese independence supporter, which is such a fucking like CCP term. Like TD and GD, Taidu and Gangdu. It's like Taiwanese independent person and Hong Kong independent person is like, you know, ooh. But, you know, who cares? As long as we get along, it's fine. So, for the most part today, for the first part, I was working with the middle-aged balding white guy. His name is Gavin. And we cut wood. That's what we did. So today's a bit of a wood cutting lesson. There's an electric saw, and then there's a much more powerful, horrifyingly loud electronic saw that's way faster and stronger, and I was scared for my fingers. But yeah, a lot of measuring with measuring tape, drawing a line with a pencil on the wood, cutting the wood, pressing down the wood. The entire piece of plywood like vibrates very hard, and my hand is on it, and it hurts a little, but it also feels funny. And then it's very tedious, all this marking and all this measuring and all this cutting up. But yeah, we cut up some wood for the bed, which is one of the furnitures that we're building. It's so fucking crazy. We're building beds, we're building a ticket booth, and we're building a giant door frame. We better get paid, even though we're not getting paid. But yeah. So because earlier today when the Chinese woman showed up, I introduced myself in Mandarin. I just 我叫 Enoch, which means I'm called Enoch. And in that moment, that's like my first time revealing my Mandarin. So a little bit later, Mo talked to me in Mandarin. Mo was like, you speak Chinese, right? And I'm like, yeah, but, you know, I'm not fluent. And Mo actually started just going off in Mandarin, and I tried to respond back in Mandarin. It feels so fucking weird. Even though I and Mo are not that close, but like, because I and Mo started off with fully speaking English, now speaking Mandarin to him feels like pretend. It feels like play pretend. But today, one of the most impressive things is that I was able to situate myself in a bit of a liminal space where I can converse in both English and Mandarin with, like, alternately. It was really weird. It was not only with Mo, but also with, like, other Chinese women where I would speak, like, where they would talk to me in Mandarin in one instance. The next instance we meet, they talk to me in English, and then the next instance they talk to me in Mandarin. Almost like alternating. It's so weird and it's so trippy, and code switching is so strange because I'm either in Mandarin/Cantonese mode or I'm in English mode, and I feel like I'm a little different in these two modes. So it's so trippy. But Jingchen does that all the time, and whenever Jingchen speaks Mandarin, I know what he's saying. Yet when I speak to him, it's always in English, 100%. So it's so crazy. I'm so happy. That's the proudest thing I've done today is to be able to do that, because I've been wanting to do that for the entire summer. But I digress. Afterwards, the guy left. It was 12, and then the next part was talking to those two guys from CSUN. The Indian American guy called Nick, the Latino guy is called Gabe, short for Gabrielle or something. Yeah, they both want to be writer directors. Gabe has already entered CSUN. Nick is applying to CSUN film today. Today's the deadline, haha. And Nick, he's a little... I'm sure he's nice to work with, but he gives off a little ego vibes, a little egotistical. I'm feeling a little bit like he talks about writer director. He talks about writing directing, and he's like, yeah, you know, some people just don't got it, you know. And then he talks about how, yeah, I've met so many people who like don't know anything about films, and they only watch films from the last 20 years. You know, have they seen Once Upon a Time in the West? You know, have they seen The Godfather? You know, have they seen, you know? And I was like, oh, so what's your top 5? Like, what are favorites? And he's like, that's another thing I hate, is like the idea of a top 5. Like, favorite films cannot be ranked. And the Indian American guy is a little more soft. He's like, oh no, but you know, like, I think top 5 is okay. I just don't like that some people treat it as permanent. And you know, it's true that Gabe's taste in films are a little more diverse than your average person, but at the end of the day, he's still watching like classic American films, and he's not really branching out that much. Oh yeah, Once Upon a Time in the West, and he likes what are the other films he named? Like, I don't know. I mean, they're all obviously good, but yeah, he named Moonlight, I think, or City of God, right? And I'm like, that's cool, but like, that's IMDb core at the end of the day, you know. And then the Indian American guy asked me what are my top 5s, and I said, Ikiru, Fallen Angels, and they have no idea what I'm talking about. And yeah, so that's one thing. But it was nice chatting with them. And then at some point I mentioned that I'm from Hong Kong, and then we actually had an in-depth talk. I actually really enjoyed doing that. It was a Q&A. Like, Gabe was fully aware of like the political situation of Hong Kong, yet he doesn't understand like fully. So he was talking to me about China and CCP and authoritarianism and politics and freedom and democracy, and like, you know, he's really like, I fucking hate CCP, but he's really buying into the, you know, the narrative, the anti-CCP narrative. Not necessarily 100% the truth, but it's on the right track. But yeah, so we worked together and painted the ticket booth and turned it into green on the outside, and then we made the ticket booth completely brown on the inside. No, white on the inside. No, painted brown on the outside and gray on the inside. And I tried my best to not have the gray paint drip on a piece of wooden board, and apparently it's not like a super huge deal. So like every time it drips there, I'm like, oh shit. So I would run into the house, grab some wet wipes, wet tissue, and like just wipe it up ASAP. At some point, Gabe accidentally kicked over a small bucket of black paint on the driveway, on the ground, which is a terrible thing. We immediately tried to salvage it, and then I found out that it's oil-based paint, and I was like, oh, is there detergent? But the entire house does not have detergent, no soap, and now there's a huge black mark. But thankfully, everyone's in a good mood, and Jingchen kind of just, he knows about it, but he doesn't pay too much mind. Yeah, what else did I do today? What else did I do? I think it was mostly just painting and wood cutting. And like, yeah. And then, so Nick, the Indian American guy, he has to submit 12 photos for the CSUN application, and he asked me to be one of the actors, and we actually took the photos today. And I was a food delivery guy who delivers food to the main character, played by Gabe, who has a dilemma between eating food that he ordered or giving it to a homeless guy. And he ends up eating the food, and he flips the middle finger. And they took the photos with the Canon camera, and then Gabe starts talking about, oh, so, you know, Canon, Sony, cool lenses, cool cameras, 8-bit, 10-bit, you know, the color science. Yeah, go ahead, man. And then it gets a little weirder. Way later at the end of the day, at around like 8 p.m., 9 p.m., when Gabe just started going up to Chinese people and asking them about CCP in China and like Chinese culture. And I get it, he's curious, but he's really like going at it. Like he's playing salsa really loud because he's a proud Latino. So he's playing salsa, he's playing reggaeton, and he's talking to the other PD who's like, wait, so is salsa big in China? Like in parties, like what do you guys play? What kind of music does the Chinese people love? And the Chinese woman, instead of being scared, I mean, I can tell she's a little like scared, and she's sitting down and she's backed away, but she also gave a very mature answer. She's like, China is not one person. Like different people like different kinds of music. Like there's rap music, there's, you know. And then Jing Chen came and the whole vibe changed. And Jing Chen gave like very good answers, but he's Malaysian. But he talked about like the Chinese diaspora and Chinese culture. But yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah, I spoke with Cha quite a bit. It's cool seeing her again. A little cameo. Apparently, Cha asked Yao to bring me back to a film set, but Yao was like, "Oh, he seems very busy," which is weird. Like, Yao never asked me for my availability. Maybe I would have been free like 2 weeks ago. What else? Yeah, it was weird. Like, there was a moment where I need a small brush, and I went into the prop room, and I saw the other PD and Mo sitting together, and I was naturally going to ask, hey, do you know where's a small brush? But then I thought, no, they both speak Mandarin, I'm gonna do this. So I was like, 有没有小的 brush, 短的 brush, or something. Like, damn. But yeah. I did a lot of small stuff as well, like moving furniture at the end, which are very heavy. Helping Jing, you know, tape up stuff and drill stuff. But yeah. But it was fun actually. Like the mood totally changed. Like Jing was playing music, and there's a lot of chatter. There's a lot of good times. And today's vibes are totally different from 2 days ago. Totally different. And I actually came home feeling a little more satisfied. But more importantly, on the car, when Jing drove me back, we were the last 2 people leaving the set, because Jing is like the PD. And I talked about how I wouldn't be here without John L. I feel like Anywhere the Wind Blows is part of the reason why I got to USC. And yeah, it's like a crazy butterfly effect. And how HKOS is like, K is trying to ask me something over Zoom. Might not be much, might be a false alarm, but like, it's actually crazy now that I'm thinking about it, or then when I was thinking about it. John L was the only Hong Konger writer-director I know in LA. He's leaving to London permanently. That leaves me alone. I don't know a single Hong Konger writer-director in LA. I am now, like, the only one. Probably not true, but at least that's what it feels like. Also, during lunch, I actually sat with the Burmese woman and Cha. The Burmese woman's name was Cindy. Mu Lun was the name of the Beijing girl. Jing, but Jing with a J, was the other shy girl. And Yun something was the other PD. I sat with them all, and Mo was there too, and we actually talked a lot about like Chinese culture and Hong Kong culture and Hong Kong films. And I was able to like speak a little Cantonese, speak a little Mandarin, mix of stuff, and I'm like culturally like, you know, I know what they're talking about. It's crazy because like 3-4 years ago, or 5 years ago, I haven't seen too many Stephen Chow films. I'm not familiar with Johnny To, The Private Eyes. I'm not familiar with like Sammo Hung and Shaw Brothers. But now, thank God I've seen those films because now I understand the references and shit. Like the Burmese girl asked me to say Emperor Qin, Chen Xi-Wang, in Cantonese, in Mandarin, Qin Shi Huang, but that was like not the right pronunciation, and she laughed and she's like, oh yeah, because Jackson Ma did the same thing on some kind of like Chinese reality show. But yeah, very interesting stuff. So I think that also helped a lot. We had I had a pastrami beef sandwich for lunch, but apparently there's fish and chips. I just had to scroll the menu down further. But yeah, very good connections, made some connections. Nobody too interesting in my opinion, but certainly I came out of the set feeling hopeful today. For some reason, even though I feel like I'm going nowhere in life, at the same time I am going somewhere. Like, I'm in LA, filmmaking hub, I'm making connections, gaining experience, and like the director is apparently friends with Chen Kai-ge, who directed Farewell My Concubine. What? Yeah. There is a way. There is a way, indeed. It's a narrow path, but there is a way. But yeah. And it's crazy how people are connected, because the other PD girl, she graduated from AFI film production. She's the same year as Rina, the Korean girl, the Korean woman who I met in Locke. And she probably also knows Ikuo's sister, who's also in AFI. And then the Burmese woman who just graduated CSUN, I was throwing out names because I know a bunch of people in CSUN, and apparently she knows Aoba, the Japanese girl from Hokkaido. It's all connected. It's all fucking connected. Cha knows Mo from a film set. So the last Yao Frank duo collab was not Locke. It was a small set called Joy Tech. After Locke, and during that set, Cha met Mo. So yeah, I don't know. Lots of things are happening. So yeah, that's it. Tomorrow's gonna be a big day. Lots of shit to do. But I will prevail. I will.